Hello and welcome back to Asanas and Wellness. If this is your first time here, my name is Latoya, and today I've prepared a blissful yin yoga practice. So a practice intended to inspire happiness and to energize. As far as props, you may need blocks to support you in this practice. Definitely have blocks if you have them, but you can also go through this entire sequence without any props at all. All right. Now, if you've been enjoying these yin yoga practices and they've become a regular part of your weekly wellness routine, or if you're a yoga teacher and you wish to deepen your knowledge on the topic of the meridians, I'd like to share with you my latest course offering, an advanced yin yoga teacher training called Journey into the Meridians. And in this training, you'll learn how to use the meridian system to optimize your health and to stay in balance as we move through the seasons. We talk about how to identify imbalances, as well as ways to move energy when we need to move energy, including tracing meridians and asanas that stimulate each specific meridian line. All right. So it's about living in flow with the season and really making those connections between ourselves and the universe as a whole. Now, if you're a yoga teacher and you're registered with Yoga Alliance, you'll earn 25 continuing education credits upon completion of this course. So to learn more or to enroll, visit the link in the description box below. So if you have your blocks, let's get started. So we'll begin our practice in a wide leg child's pose. So bringing your knees about as wide as the mat, big toes to touch, bringing your heels down to your heels. Bring your hips down to your heels. Begin to walk your hands out, lower your head down to the mat, your forehead, chest down toward the mat. And we're going to take a side body stretch. So walk your hands over towards the left side of your mat, really extending up through that right hand, but making sure that your hips are still coming down toward your heels. Taking a few breaths to get grounded. In and out of the nose. Maybe send your awareness to the stretch that you're feeling along the right side of your torso, all the way up your arm. Today's practice is all about finding bliss. That truly happy place that's just unbothered. Begin to come up just enough to walk your hands and your head over to the right side of your mat.
This time extending up through that left arm to get a nice deep stretch along the left side of the torso and arm. And coming up to return to center, and then shifting forward onto the belly for Sphinx pose. Your legs about hip width apart, slightly pressing the pelvis down into the mat. Bring your elbows under your shoulders. And if this is too intense, remember that you could go ahead and shift your elbows forward just a bit. Let's keep our gaze down toward the top of the mat today. Really extending up through the spine, almost like you're trying to pull your heart forward. Maybe closing your eyes if you haven't already, or keeping a soft gaze as we settle into the pose, and allow yourself to focus on what you're feeling internally. What sensations are you feeling in each pose? As you're getting a good stretch, maybe allowing yourself to smile internally, and maybe let that translate externally. Keeping your awareness on what's going on in the now and enjoying the now. And from here, we can begin to press yourself up to tabletop pose. And we're going to take a few cat-cows here. So on the inhale, with your knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders. Inhale, send your belly down towards the mat, curling your tailbone up, gazing up. And on the exhale, rounding your spine, really widening through your shoulder blades, dropping your head, dropping your tailbone. Continue at your own pace, really feeling into the stretch. So on your next round, go ahead and return to neutral. And then from here, we will transition to downward facing dog for just a moment. So moving your hands up an inch or so, curl your toes. Exhale to press your hips up. Take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. And from here, you're going to step your right foot up towards the top of the mat. If you need to, you can bring your knees back down for a low lunge. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, shift back to find your half split pose, using your blocks if needed. And if you want to go deeper, maybe take a little twist while we're here. Go ahead and bring both of your fingertips down to the right side of your mat, beside your right thigh. And you can either bring your fingertips to the mat or you can use your blocks on whichever level feels the best for you. And returning back to center if you took that twist. And from here, begin to shift forward, but kind of shimmy your right foot over towards the left side of your mat. We're going to transition into swan pose. So bringing your right foot so that it's behind your left wrist, knee behind the right wrist, Bring a block up under that right hip if you like for support. Make sure that your hips are kind of squared off so that they're facing the top of the mat evenly. From here, feel free to stay up, or you can take an inhale. And on the exhale, come down to your forearms, or come down to rest your forehead on the mat. Keeping that right hip nice and soft. And slowly begin to press yourself back up to tabletop pose. And go ahead and maybe you want to extend that right leg or take some hip circles. Kind of do what feels good right now to that right hip. Right, and from here we're gonna once again take a downward facing dog, or you can remain in tabletop and transition directly from there. Low lunge. Inhale, and on the exhale, press back to find your half splits, using your blocks if needed. And if you like, go ahead and take that twist by bringing both hands over towards on the left side, next to your left thigh. What feels good about this pose? We have a stretch, we have a twist, but where does your awareness go primarily? When it comes to finding that happy place, are you feeling it, or are you feeling it most in the stretch or in the twist?
And if you took the twist, go ahead and come back to center as we find our pigeon pose. So shift forward, shimmy your foot over to bring the side of that left leg down this time. Making your hips even, using your block for support if needed. And go ahead and take your variation. And slowly pressing yourself up, back to tabletop. Doing some hip circles, whatever you need to do. Feel the nourishment and going into that hip joint. Here, come up onto your knees for a variation of camel pose. So bring your hands to the mat behind you. We're only here for just a minute. And feel free to use your blocks back here as well if you'd like to give you a little bit more height. Just slowly pressing your hips up, feeling the stretch along the front of your thighs, maybe even into the shoulders, just to the degree that feels right for you. Allowing your mind to maybe drift to your happy place. Where is the place that makes you the happiest? Maybe it's being around a certain person that makes you feel extremely happy and blissful. Allow yourself to go there mentally right in this moment. And exhale, bringing your hips back down. Coming up in the in reclined butterfly position on your back. The soles of your feet touching. Bring your hands to your lower belly or bring them overhead, out to the side. Yogi's choice. And use your hands to come up under your knees to press your knees back together. And from here, we will move into our final pose, Shavasana, extending your feet, your arms out to each side with your palms up. Just tuck the shoulder blades under just a bit. Maybe adjusting the head so that you're creating some length along the back side of the neck without compressing or complicating your breathing. And if you haven't already, go ahead and close your eyes or keep your gaze soft if that feels more natural. Still allowing that natural breath to flow. And as we're in this final minute, it's allowing yourself to explore your body from your feet all the way up through each muscle, each joint. It's allowing yourself to feel what you feel. Allow that nourishment to radiate a happiness throughout your whole body, through each joint, each muscle, allowing happiness to radiate all the way to the crown of your head. Now feel free to remain here for as long as you'd like. When you're ready, begin to bring your awareness to the mat beneath you. Maybe becoming more aware of the sounds and things that are going on around you. Begin to slowly bring your arms overhead for a deep stretch, pointing your toes, bringing your fingers nice and wide, stretching through your belly, arching your back slightly. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Begin to bring your arms in, bend your knees. Come to one side and press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bringing your palms together at your heart center. We'll end this practice with a deep cleansing breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. Inhale. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. Namaste.